After lashing the Philippines and Hong Kong, the most powerful storm of the year is now battering southern China with winds of more than 160 kilometres an hour. Authorities in the populous Guandong province have issued a red alert, telling fishing boats they've been calling them back to port, and work has been suspended on nearly 30,000 construction sites. Earlier, Typhoon Mangkut killed at least 64 people in the Philippines before wreaking havoc in Macau and Hong Kong. Bridget Burke has more.
The groaning screech of falling metal as howling winds of more than 200 kilometres an hour bring down a crane from a high-rise construction site. Super Typhoon Mangkut crashed into the coast of China after swirling past Hong Kong and leaving a trail of deadly destruction in the Philippines. Mangkut is considered to be the strongest to hit the region this year, and it's left carnage in its wake. More than 60 people are dead in the Philippines, mostly in landslides. Mangkut skirted around 60 miles south of Hong Kong, where the highest number 10 typhoon signal was raised. Ferocious winds battered the city, uprooting trees and smashing windows, shaking high-rise buildings and flooding roads. 70-year-old Hong Kong resident Mrs. Fung said the typhoon was frightening. Yesterday's storm was very strong. Even a person of my weight was about to be blown down by the wind, which made me very scared. Many trees were blown down and windows were smashed. It was very serious this time. This tourist was visiting from Nepal when the typhoon struck.
Oh, yeah, trees are all on the ground, and then building, all grass is broken. Yeah, and then the wind is very loudly, so I'm very scary.
Mangkut made landfall on China's southern Guandong province yesterday, forcing the evacuation of 2 million people after barrelling past the gaming centre of Macau. There, casino gambling has been halted, and China's People's Liberation Army is on standby for disaster relief. Ports, oil refineries and industrial plants in the area have been closed, and according to state media, China has ordered 48,000 fishing boats back to the harbour and evacuated offshore oil platform workers. Mangkut's northwesterly track will then bring heavy rain and winds to the autonomous region of Guangxi before it is expected to weaken to a tropical depression later this week. Meanwhile, in North Carolina, where Hurricane Florence was downgraded first to a tropical storm and then to a tropical depression, authorities warned the worst is yet to come. Florence has claimed at least 16 lives as it continues to ravage the region, flooding cities, endangering communities and leading to hundreds of rescues. Rising waters prompted North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper to warn those who think the storm missed them that danger may still lie ahead, telling the tens of thousands of residents who evacuated to stay put.
If you have evacuated from the coast to a safe place, don't go back now. Even when the evacuation orders are lifted on the coast, it isn't safe right now for you to get there.
Fears of water contamination, landslides, tornadoes and flash floods remain, with dams and bridges in peril as rivers and creeks swell across the state.
It has dumped nearly 2 feet or more of rain in many places. The strongest storm bands are dumping 2 to 3 inches of rain per hour. That's enough to cause flooding in areas that have never flooded before.
I just want my power. I was scared because I didn't know how much more it was going to rise. But I was praying that it wasn't going to rise no further, so thank God it didn't.
Mother and daughter, Lisa and Michaela Lloyd, said it was tragic when they saw their Jacksonville trailer park home community completely submerged in water.
Well, I'm happy that family's okay and stuff. We've been keeping in contact with a lot of them, and a house is replaceable, but family isn't, and so it's sad because we've lived here for so long. It's sad that if it's gone, it's gone.
We got to start over it.
Yeah.
We got to start over.
Tragic, that's all. I don't really know.
Yeah.
82-year-old Wilmington, North Carolina resident Yvonne Vinson, one of the lucky ones. Her trailer park home intact and children safe.
This is terrible. This is the worst one I ever seen. I was scared. I was very scared.
Daughter Michelle, who works at McDonald's, also making the best of the situation, despite being unable to get to work for the past week.
My check ain't going to be worth a darn next week, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
More than 1 million homes and businesses are without power in the Carolinas. Florence has already set a North Carolina record for rainfall, exceeding that of 1999's deadly Hurricane Floyd. President Trump is expected to visit the ravaged region this week. For Checkpoint, Bridget Burke.